Hello and good evening for this Sunday, October 22nd, 2023. It's week 12 in the Big Brother 25 house, and we have a new HOH and a new set of nominations. We're here to break it down all here on Super Mater Brothers Podcasting. I'm Dave Mater, joined with Jaemeel Robinson for our 31st podcast of this season, I think.
Don't put a number on it like that. It just makes it seem so much.
Don't worry, there will be more to come. It's not the end. So there's a lot. So spoilers ahoy! We'll be talking about this episode and everything and eventually, maybe some spoilers beyond that. In terms of what's going on in the live feeds. But for now, we'll just be talking about this episode proper that aired here on this Sunday, episode 34 in the season. Because we did miss a couple podcasts, so that's why it's our 31st podcast. So we've done fewer than we've done episodes, Jaemeel. But we're here again on a late night on a Sunday, 11 o'clock plus, because that's now what the time Big Brother airs on Sunday.
Very true.
As it is now. Jag wins the HOH.
Yeah. Against a long-standing Big Brother rule, which is you cannot be HOH 2 weeks in a row, because that fundamentally is a part of the game where, you put up people and then you are not able to participate in the next HOH, leaving yourself vulnerable, hoping that your social skills will be enough so that you can survive, all right, to have an opportunity once again to either take yourself off the block or become HOH the following week. But, why care about long-standing rules? Social gameplay isn't important. We just, have people rightfully are saying that people play a good game just by winning competitions, because the social aspect has become less and less important in Big Brother. So there you have it. Jag is playing a great game, just like Cameron was playing a great game.
Well, yeah, I guess if you value competition prowess, at least as a part of the equation and what makes a good player and good gamer, then yes. But I don't know. Then I think you could undervalue it as well. I think that it's somewhere in the middle. I think it matters, but it shouldn't be the only thing that matters. However, sometimes even in Survivor, we've seen some players, that can just win every competition until they don't. Like Jonathan came close. Remember him? He could run up the mountain 3 times and back. But eventually he lost a competition. So that's the thing here with this Jag HOH 2 weeks in a row. It's a little bit like, okay, the season's already felt long. And here we go with Jag and Matt, running the house again.
He's technically won, 5 competitions in a row?
He's won 5 competitions. Well, here, my theory, did I share this the other night where I was like, if they find out you're the invisible HOH, like if this gets out or if you tell anybody directly, then you lose those powers or you lose the ability to play in the next HOH. At least you can only play in this again if you manage to fool everybody, and there has to be some kind of a measure on that set by the production, and then I would agree with it, but not in this case. Jag wins this again. Did you like this competition tonight with the I don't know, like the dentist Johnny Mac?
The dentist? No, because there was an element that shouldn't have belonged in the competition, i.e. Jag.
Okay, but beyond Jag aside, he went on to win it. So imagine Jag wasn't in this competition. Who would have won this competition if Jag wasn't in it? Maybe that's
either Suri or America.
Suri or America. Which one would you have rather have happened? If
either one, because it wouldn't have been Jag, and both of them would have put Jag up.
Yeah, and Matt probably too, right?
Probably to ensure that one of them goes home.
But instead they get power here. Now, is there any way you're going to convince Jag to target Matt? Isn't that something that Jag should consider, or would that just be foolish? Because the strength of this alliance with Jag and Matt is that they'll probably win. One of the two of them will win the competition from here on out. That the other contestants, all ladies, but that's just a coincidence, Probably will not defeat Jag or Matt.
They are going to forego the social aspect of the game, and they're just going to run a train.
Well, here in this episode tonight, you see here with Sari and Felicia, where they're just kind of like, well, yeah, sure, we'll work with you, Jag and Matt, but given the option, we would love to get you out. But if we can't, we'll go to the end with you and hope we win. Right? Like you see, like even
hope
like
that
Blue,
there's a crapshoot somewhere down the line that they have an opportunity to win.
Blue gets put up tonight, and she's still like, well, Jag. She still likes Jag. Like she doesn't want to get Jag back, like she wanted to get Corey back, or like she wanted to get like other people back, like Heisem. It's
well, Blue was telling people prior to nominations because she was like, whoever needs to go up as a pawn for America, they need to just, stay quiet and just play their role. And then funny enough, it worked out well for Jag because, Blue's not going to turn around and say, well, I didn't mean me. She kind of said it broadly enough that term, that set of instructions is going to apply to anyone.
True. So yeah, like I think it's interesting in that we get this double week of Jag and how we'll look at the season. But I think Jag, like if Jag wins this season, we'll say like, well, how could he not? Look at this. This is the turning point, especially when he was unstoppable at this point. We'll be saying, like he had won 2 weeks of power.
He's unstoppable because the way the competitions have been kind of built. So,
right. Like the whole having to figure out the teeth thing and matching up the scene. We got to get the names of all the past winners thrown out there. Are they teasing Jaemeel an all-winner season?
No, because there's no way it's gonna happen.
Bring Evil Dick back?
Not especially not with them wanting to do longer seasons. There's no way you're gonna convince people when a good portion of them, like what was it? Dan finished Big Brother. Was it 10 in 71 days? I think it was 71 days. Was Big Brother 10?
That seems way more reasonable. We would be done by now.
Right? And now they're doing 100?
Yeah. 30 more days.
Oh my gosh. It's like another month. Oh.
Xavier,
and you can tell, and people giving Sari crap about it, why she seems so disinterested. It's like, it's 100 days. It's 100 days.
100 days is a lot of days.
It's a lot of time away.
It's 3 months. 3 or 4
you
months.
Can't win. You can't win. You're just there and like, look.
You're living with these people.
The people in the house with are kind of like, it's probably a lot harder than you think it is. Just like in terms of having a conversation with some of these folks. Right.
Well, how many conversations can you have over and over again, right? Do you ever run out of stuff to talk about?
When you're stuck in the same, like I don't talk, like you live with people. Don't talk to like when you were with your brothers. Were you talking with them every single day? After a certain point, it's like, hey, and you go about your lives, No,
I guess we don't like. Depends what you mean. When we were growing up, there was always some kind of conversation, but eventually you can. If you're just like in a house, you have nowhere else to go. There's no entertainment. There's no TV. It's kind of like more like when you went on a camping trip with people, and it's just like eventually do you run out of stuff to talk about with the the other campers without some kind of other conversation. Whether even if you're on a road trip, you can be like, hey, look at that thing, right?
Okay, when we went on there were gaps in time where we weren't talking when we went to Pittsburgh, Philadelphia.
There are times on a road trip where you can have silence. It's fine, but it's not awkward because you're like, well, come on, like maybe we want to listen to the music or something else, or maybe we just want to look at the scenery, or maybe you want to sleep. There's reasonable explanations here. Big Brother, it's you got to get up, you got to eat. Like
eventually change out of your robe, maybe
change out of your robe, maybe not. But you don't have to work. You maybe have to do a competition, maybe not. You maybe have a couple confessionals or something. You maybe have to wear a stupid costume. It's pretty good. Maybe you have to eat the protein powder slop or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not like Survivor where you're like living on the
But
beach.
Survivor has a specific set of days where you're like, okay, I just need to do a month and change, and I'm done. And this is already more than what is going to be 3 times as long, just a little bit under 3 times as long.
It's more than 3 times.
Well, I mean, like old Survivor when Suri was playing was 39 days, right?
We're in the 40s. Yeah, it's all post 40. It's all been 29 days, right?
Yeah,
or 28 days. So it's
20
actually
days.
So it's more than 3 times as long now.
Yeah. Just imagine you could win what $1 million on Survivor for doing a third of the.
It seems like a better investment to go to Survivor. Yeah, yes, it's a little harder physically, but you're it's a lot shorter. 28 days versus 30 days.
Yeah.
You're comfortable, but you go mad. I think you like mentally, I think it's way harder to do a Big Brother season.
I think so as well. I agree. And it's
I think
harder for me as an audience member, especially when it becomes the way it is.
Yeah, especially when they're going 11 o'clock every Sunday. I guess some people watch it on Monday, but it's
even just tracking the feeds is just.
Well, like, the people who watch the live feeds, I'm always curious about. Like, okay, they've been watching these people for what, 80 days now? Is that what we're into?
Yeah, about ish, yeah.
Right. So it's like how as much as those people are bored on the inside, like how much are the people bored watching them?
Blue isn't bringing that much anything new that she wasn't bringing up, like in terms of strategy. we
haven't even talked about the nominations really. Okay, so America and Blue end up here on the block because Jag, it's just he's being like I respect his game and it's methodical and it's sort of like deliberate, but there's no excitement this season. There's no conflict. There's no people yelling at each other. It's just Jags in power. We have 2 weeks of him in power here. Him and the Minutemen or whatever are running the show. The ladies are going to get picked off here one by one until it's Matt and Jag in the end, and then Jag probably wins, or maybe not. We'll see. But
doesn't it feel like everyone else is basically just curled up and is just waiting for the beating to stop? Like,
well, I think they're a little bit resigned to the fact that Jag is the he's the lion here, and he's or maybe he's more of a tiger. But he's controlling the situation in the house for 2 weeks, and so people are just like, well, whatever you want, boss. You're running the show. So.
If double eviction comes and Matt wins, I don't think there's going to be a more depressing look from people.
No, you're totally right. If Matt, and I think there's a good chance. Like, imagine Matt wins HOH in the double eviction, and then Jag wins the veto in the double eviction. Right? So there's not even a chance that Matt is going to choose to cut Jag, or there's going to be some kind of dramatic thing here. No.
Like, okay. If, let's say we take Bowie, Jade, and America off the equation, both of them out of the equation, and those double eviction come, and Matt wins, and Jag wins veto, like, you have Suri, Bowie, and Felicia on the block, one of the 3, right? Even if you include whoever remains with America and Bowie, that's boring. That is ultimately boring. Oh no, Bowie, Jane, and Blue is on the block. It's like finally they use the double eviction to get that major target out.
Even America here, which Jag admits to that, he targeting America for him this week is not really worthwhile because she's so on an island that she's not really that big of a threat to him, really, as and more than anybody else at least, and so he as well consider making a move with this HOH. He's already been this invisible HOH. Got Corey out. Getting Corey out was huge. Right, it's really shifted the power dynamics of this house. You see it in terms
of pair is gone. A pair, 2 votes that could basically be a swing if they're not up on the block. that's a voting block that controls a good portion of the vote.
Yeah, well, like
Right?
Matt and Jag are the only superpower left, right? Because before you had Corey in America, who could have potentially, been a rival to them, but now with Corey gone, it's that America doesn't look like she's going to carry on here and form some kind of new resistance. I think that, we'll see, but I don't think so. So
It's all planned in terms of voting because with Blue in America up, right? That's who our two nominees are. The voting is Matt, Boy Jane, Felicia, and Suri. So
Right.
if by any chance Felicia and Suri go rogue, right, Jag has a tiebreaker. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's paint by numbers a little bit here. It's a little bit too predictable, I think, and a little bit too easy for. I wish that there was just it's this is sort of the natural progression of what you see in some Big Brother seasons, where like of course like the strong players get targeted, so eventually you can get left with a situation where you have like maybe one or two strong players, like the survivors of those conflicts, and a whole bunch of other not so strong players, potentially even goats, or just. But I don't know if that's the case here. Maybe Bowie Jane's a goat, but maybe Blue.
But like from a competition standpoint, because that's pretty much what a lot of folks are looking at.
Right.
Like it's like a goat farm.
Like why didn't Jag have an advantage here? Was he moving just a little faster through this competition? He was just hustling a little more. Is that what ultimately got him the win here, or was this more mental in what it was?
So keep in mind, there's no just like mental competitions. It's always mental and the physical part. You have like it's a puzzle, but you have to race to the puzzle, right? That like that eventually where is Miss Felicia gonna be able to keep up in terms of the amount of back and forth that Jag does or Matt does? It's never gonna happen, right? See, automatically she's out of the running, right? Same thing with Suri. Suri, as spry as she is in comparison to where she was years ago, once again, not gonna have that many opportunities, right? So there you go. She's also the competition. So you really basically have America, right? And you have Blue, and you have Matt.
Well, let's talk about Blue for a second too, because Blue in this competition was going for her what she calls lucky girl syndrome, where she was just trying to go for random guesses. But there's five like different answers, and there's so many combinations there, like five different skulls you had to match up in the puzzle.
She had zero chance.
Like mathematically, you have no chance of guessing accidentally right. You might like so. Not a great performance here from Blue in the competition. Yeah, A, B, C, D, E, right? So 5.
Yeah.
But this was obviously like a lot of these were close, and very similar looking. This was meant to be challenging. It takes out quite a bit of the competition. Oh, Jane.
Lord. Bo Jane, like if I can't win it, Bo Jane at least can win it, is what Jag said, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, it says, why would you think this?
What? Oh Lord!
Right, like America, I keep waiting for her to win something, but she doesn't.
Right? She came close.
She came kind of close. All right, so there was the conversation about them being paranoid about Bowie Jane, just them being Matt and Jag. What did you make of that part of the episode?
It makes sense, and once again, I spelled out the reason why they need Bowie Jane. They need Bowie Jane until they have the ability to control their own destiny,
which means they have to get out who first.
They have to get out enough people that they can control the votes, even if they're not on the block.
So America has to go?
So whomever goes.
There's only so many people left, right?
I know, but next week, right? Next week for the double eviction, which they don't, I guess they'll kind of guess it because they always do, right? There's going to be, how many people left? There's going to be 2 people on the block. one HOH, and then there's going to be,
There's only
instead
three
of
people
4
voting,
votes, there's
right?
going to be 3 votes,
Right.
right? 3 votes. So if Jag wins and Matt's not on the block, that means it is a possibility of Matt, Bowie Jane, Felicia, or one of the two of Felicia and Suri, Blue, or Mac, or whoever is voted out. Those are the 3 voting, right? So that means, Jag and Bowie Jane, because Jag can't win HOH this time, unless the production decides to change things up. So that means they control that vote, right? So not just this vote that this week, but also next week vote, they'll be able to control if they're not on the block.
So how does this make you feel? Do you want to just like fast forward to the end and just see, Jag sort of crowned the winner of Big Brother? Will we see his,
I'm a glutton for punishment. So
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Somebody will win this game. Will it be Jag?
As much as I keep complaining, I'm like, you gotta hope that something changes. Does like, as strange as it may sound, does someone start winning and it just comes out of left field and we respect this gameplay? I don't know. Like, what would it take for me to say without a question of doubt that, and not counting Matt or Jag, that Bowie Jane deserves to win? That America deserves to win.
Okay. So what's a more desirable outcome for you here? Is it would it be like if Jag goes on to win this season, even if he's going to steamroll the whole thing, and him and Matt, or it's ultimately going to be him and Matt in the final 2, and maybe Jag wins, maybe Matt wins, but probably Jag wins in my opinion. Or would you rather see somebody like a little unpredictable? Like imagine Bowie Jane in the double eviction suddenly gets out Jag, and it's a huge move. Right, and then somehow Matt gets out next, and all of a sudden, like Bowie Jane goes on to win the season. Would you rather have that?
I can at least respect that, right? Because what this season has been is like power, grasp, control, lost, then being voted out, and then a new rise of power, and it's just been that over and over and over again. The only problem is it stopped being back and forth, and it just became, well, it's your turn now. It's your turn now. It's like it's been individualized.
Right. Yeah. So which one would you rather have?
I wouldn't mind. Look, all I want is struggle. That's all I care about.
A little bit of struggle.
That's all.
So you would rather see? Would you rather see it like an unpredictable, maybe out of left field winner, like a Bowie Jane, like a Blue?
Well, as long as they fight and win for it. Like if Jag wins because people rose up, double eviction to get rid of Matt, he comes back, right, and he wins. His target wins veto, so he has to pick another target. And like, there's not even, I at this point, I'm not even caring about back and forth. I just want struggle, right? Let him like struggle to win, right? And I can respect and enjoy that, right?
Mm-hmm.
This, like, I feel like at this point, he's getting to the point in 2 HOHs where he doesn't have to worry about the social game at all.
Right. Doesn't matter.
That's the problem. That is ultimately the problem.
But he's not a bad social player.
Is he?
He's not bad. I wouldn't say he's the best.
He's not Blue, is what you're saying.
There's much worse. I think it could be stronger. Absolutely. I don't think it's particularly the strongest thing.
I just feel like Matt is playing a better social game than Jag. Jag is getting all the blood in his hand, and Matt is able to still command respect, but hasn't really done much except kind of work with the people. He's been the people person, right?
Right.
Suri has done more socially than Jag, right? America's had a couple good reads throughout the season, right? But ultimately, she's never held any power this season,
Well,
right? So it's kind of easy to backseat when Corey was the one who kind of made the moves due to her urging and her insight, right? Blue
right.
had Jared, right? She's won one veto. Congratulations, right? But she had Jared, and Jared did a lot of the heavy lifting, both positive and negatively regarding them, right?
Right.
And Miss Felicia has been practically irrelevant outside of uh, winning, crapshoot HOH and basically blowing up her teammates' situations. That's practically been her calling card. The
Yeah,
amount that she screwed up.
Felicia's game's a little bit messy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're left with. I need struggle. I need conflict, and I
Me
don't
too.
mean like just shouting. It doesn't need to be shouting. I mean a battle of wits.
Something more of like this is not watching like even chess. This is more like watching a massacre.
This
You
is
know?
stop
Right.
it. They're already dead.
Yeah, it's like they were just like they were deer in headlights. You know, it's just like their fate is coming. They're not going to do anything about it. They're just
Yeah.
oh, you know, they're resigned to their fate.
And Blue feels like Pow Pow just carried longer the season.
Yeah, she's kind of like kind of that archetype, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like I'm spunky. That's my thing. I'm spunky.
okay, Jaemeel, we're not going to be here Tuesday, right? Because we're going to be
no.
we're going to be doing something over on our other channel
Yes.
called Live Long and Podcast, talking about Star Trek spaceships. So, which is not what everyone who listens to our Big Brother podcast is necessarily into, but
honestly, I think that they should skip Big Brother and after listening to spoilers, skip Big Brother.
Yeah.
Watch our Star Trek pod, in my opinion.
We won't be here Tuesday, so forget about even listening to a podcast on Tuesday about Big Brother. Just watch the episode, but like we will. But come back Thursday. But we're going to talk spoilers. We're going to talk about what's happening in the house. Maybe do we have a veto winner?
Yep.
Post veto noms.
No, that's Monday.
Okay, so at least a veto winner. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. If you don't want to know, get on out of here. But we'll be here. We're only doing
Folks,
2
you
episodes.
want to know so you can prepare yourself for Tuesday.
So don't go anywhere. Stay here. Maybe invite other friends. All right, and throw up the warning. Jaemeel, should I play the sound?
Okay. Jag won.
What?
Jag won again.
Oh no.
Jag won. Blue's going home, and this week is already done.
Blue is the target.
Yeah.
And she was happy.
Yeah.
This is where she she should keep Corey, on Thursday, and of course she doesn't, because she's too stubborn.
Yep. And she got it. She got him back for Jared. Yay.
What does it accomplish though?
It's oh my gosh. I don't know. This week is gonna be so boring.
America stays then.
America stays. Now, if America wins head of household during the double eviction and is able to put up Matt and Jag, that is the
that would be entertaining. So yes. Okay. So Thursday is the double eviction. So that will be our next episode.
Yep.
Okay. So but Matt, so you're expecting Jag will not use this veto.
He's not going to use his veto. Why put any blood in his hand at this point? He's either going to want to take out America or Blue, and it's Blue is his clear target.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, maybe he'd want to use the veto to go for a backdoor on Bowie Jane.
And Suri is smart enough to try to keep Miss Felicia in check, to say, don't say anything to anyone until the veto ceremony is done, because Miss Felicia likes to run her mouth, and that's where problems arise. And they mention it. They're like, look, they're watching us to see if we talk to America. They are.
Yeah. Okay, so just last comment I have on this episode and this week. Were you disappointed with the use of Johnny Mac in this episode?
What a waste.
It
What
was a
like
waste, I thought. It was like him in a room, a dentist room, I suppose. But it was, I don't know, it was hard to hear him. His personality, I didn't think really shine here. Yeah, it's been many years since he's been on the show, but it was kind of nice to see him again. But
no.
it was, it didn't really work so well for me tonight.
I'm Dave. Dave this week.
This big, okay.
12.
Okay. How optimistic are you for the double eviction?
Oh Lord, I'm holding on to it with every fiber of my being.
As
I'm
long
using
as
my
Matt
fingernails.
doesn't win that
Holding
HOH.
on.
If
I'm
Matt
holding
doesn't win that HOH, then we might. Then I think we'll have
Lord.
something interesting. But if Matt wins that HOH, I guarantee you, Jag somehow wins the veto, or Matt wins it too. But
if Bowie Jane wins it and puts Miss Felicia and Surrey up, I swear I'm just turning off the TV.
Well, maybe Bowie Jane should, right? Like, because they hate Bowie Jane, Surrey, and Felicia, so they seem to.
But that would be so boring. You tell me she wouldn't even take a shot then? Oh my gosh, it would be so bad.
I don't think that she has that sort of foresight. I think maybe Bowie Jane's delusional enough to think she'll win in the end. You know, when she first signed up for the season, I saw her, like, I thought she was like DJ / it says barrister, right? I thought it said barista. I assumed she was like a Starbucks barista, but she's actually a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
she's gonna just take the plea deal, is what you're saying.
I think she seems more qualified to do stuff with frappuccinos and things like that than she is.
She's just gonna take the plea deal, right? Serve a couple years, right? She's not gonna go for the not guilty plea at all.
No, that's not her way.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else to talk about?
No. All right. I'll see you week 13, folks.
We'll see you. No, we got one more. We'll be here by Thursday. Forget the
Thursday. I count as the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Well, technically, because there's double eviction, it's
So it's coming on up. We'll be here Wednesday though to talk Survivor. If you didn't know, Survivor 45, they're in are we not in the merge phase yet? We are heading there probably in a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And if you like Survivor, check out our other stuff. And we talked about other shows. We also have sometimes we talk about Marvel. Like we'll be talking about Loki in the near future, season 2. The Mary Mater Marvel Society, we call it.
It just came in today. Loki
season 1.
Season 1. On 4K.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Great special edition packaging. Love it.
The Marvels, and check out and other things here on the channel. Plus,
did you buy your tickets, Dave?
No, I haven't bought it. Today I went to The Exorcist, though. Much like the Big Brother contestants of this season, I got to see the Exorcist Believer with Leslie Odom Jr.
When you went to the theater,
I went to the theater. It was just Jane and I. We were the only two.
Was Taylor Swift playing in another theater?
No.
No?
It was nope.
Well, thankfully, because people have been complaining.
Yeah, so we saw that today. There was an exorcism, I can confirm.
Ooh, spoilers.
Yeah. Demons, priests, things like that. So, yeah, Jaemeel, the United Federation of Podcasts is our greater network. That's why we won't be here on Tuesday, actually, because we have to go over there to talk with Star Trek ships over there. And if you're into that stuff, go over there. Live long on podcast. Monday, we'll be talking about Enterprise, too, finishing up the season there. And we have
the series.
Oh, the whole series. Yeah. Well, we got 2 episodes left, and then we got the finale.
Okay.
Week, but we're almost done, Enterprise. And Space 9 is coming back for season 7 as soon as that wraps up. And what else? Davan's got a bunch of Murphy was playing the Resurgence. Did you see that?
I missed that. We had trivial debates.
You mentioned it in there. It's before trivial debates, you should know that Murphy was on there playing Star Trek Resurgence. He's like, I'm to talk to Jaemeel about this.
Okay, I will definitely. We're going to be doing a pod about Resurgence, a review for it. The physical release is coming out, so folks check that out. But Yeah, a lot of content. Lower Decks on Thursday.
Lower Decks, yeah, lots on the Star Trek channel. Our Trivial Debates channel also had a new episode come out today.
Yeah.
I have not seen it yet. And they've had 2 this month actually from our Trivial Debates.
2 Halloween episodes.
Yeah, that's a record.
And then next month is the Transformers one. Is it?
Transformers coming up with Jody Simpson, in the near future on Trivial Debates. And Eamon Mater yesterday talking about The Dark Side of the Moon, his new album review episode on there with Uncle Gary. And X-Rated, X-Men the Animated Series, just wrapped up the original run of those episodes, but I have more content coming out with Jaemeel talking about X-Men Evolution.
Oh, they're doing X-Men Evolution? I know that we're doing Generation X in a couple weeks. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Very excited. I'm a big Jubilee fan, and a big fan of that movie in general.
You know about the Graphic Histories podcast?
Oh, yes.
On Myette.
Yep.
Got people. Interviewing people. Hold Up movie podcast, Davan and Murphy. You know about that one?
Oh, yeah. I did check out the space episode recently. Highly agreeable. I agree with everyone's opinions with the exception of 2 pieces.
Is that the one you commented in the chat?
Yes, Postino. Il Postino.
Il Postino. I was like, I wanted James Horner. He was nominated twice that year for 2 scores. He didn't win. So, but I guess Louis.
That's why you can't split your votes.
Can't split your votes. If you're nominated twice, you can't win. And then I think that's all the shows, right? Yeah, we mentioned all the shows.
That is all the shows. That's all the shows.
All right.
We have all the shows, folks.
It's almost midnight, so we need to get out of here, and we'll be back Thursday. Double eviction. As they, we'll see you on the other side of the wormhole. Okay, next time.
See you on the flip side.